about now, we in the heart of the season, the Christmas season, where I get a particularly large amount of love, so I don't complain. Soca Parang is what we're about right now, you know, basically performing several corporate functions and things that I like. But separate and apart from that, we're entering into Carnival soon too, so also putting out stuff within that season as well. So right about now, I just on my creative grind, doing the music, doing the video production, the animation, all the stuff that you come to know from Remy Yearwood. You will find that I wear several hats, and there are times where I'm in director, producer mode, doing productions for other artists, doing commercial work, and things of that nature. And then there's the time where I put on my artist hat. Because for me, it's all interrelated, eh? I mean, I started off in graphic design, but even when I was doing that alone, I was also on the side still singing and still doing cartoons and all those kind of things. So it's just all related, and basically, I just come always in a circle, full circle all the time. I'm just being myself basically, and you know, fortunately enough, me being myself is different enough that I stand out. You know, that's basically it. I mean, they've been saying that they love the Parang stuff, and I appreciate the fact that they like it. I mean, I'll just continue doing what I love, and hopefully you'll love it, and you know, I'll bring it out. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Scrunter, Baron, those guys, you know, who have been stalwarts within the Soca Parang fraternity, and they've all welcomed me with open arms, and I appreciate it. Yeah, I just try to enjoy life, right? We have one life to live, and I guess that is why you will see that I have a joie de vivre in the things that I do. So you know, I just kind of try to bring that energy throughout all my productions. That whole idea of let's keep it light, let's keep it fun, particularly when I'm doing my productions. There's lots of ups and downs in this field. You have to keep reminding yourself constantly why you're doing it, right? And once I remember that this is part and parcel of who I am, and the love and just the artistic pursuit, that keeps me going, because there's always some sort of, you see, I don't even like to give energy to some of the terms. I wouldn't even say it right now. The terminology people like to use in terms of when they don't find music playing or they're not seeing their videos on television. I just basically say, I continue grinding, right? Somebody go get tired. It's either you get tired or I get tired. You understand? So basically, I continue to produce and to create and put it out into the universe. As you see now, stuff is accepted, right? But that is not, you know, they say it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. That is from constantly continuing to just, quote unquote, do me, right? I have one called Babash I did, right? It's an animated piece, right? With the fella drinking Babash. And I just put it out. I mean, I do animation and everything, but just thinking, well, you know, I put it in, and that one have plenty views already. When I say compared to some of the other stuff that you kind of plan, and so what that shows is that you just you never know. So that's why, so to the point again, that's why I just do I feel, you know. Childhood was decent, man. I mean, I can't complain. I didn't get.
What kind of fellow you was?
Me, I guess I was a little mischievous. Yes, I was mischievous. I was imaginative. I used to do things like create imaginary friends, draw little comic book cartoons in my copybooks. I used to build puppets. I actually used to build puppets long time too. Just, you know, because for the greater part of my childhood, I was an only child. So, you know how that go. When you
mother and father?
Right?
With mother and father?
No, my mother. I was with my mom, right? So, you know, it had periods of time where you had to entertain yourself. So, I guess that's where a great deal of the imagination and creativity comes from too, you know, because you had to entertain yourself. Yeah, I was drawing little comic book characters, and as I say, creating cartoon puppets and things of that nature from young, and drawing from like 5 and 6 or thereabouts, yeah. And early on too, you know how a lot of us go through the ranks in school, choir, music festival kind of thing, coming up.
School?
I went, primary school was Diamond Vale Government Primary School, where I won the boys under 11, singing any music festival. And then in there too, you used to do all the kind of thing like, do you know Mr. John Boulay, Tim Bam, them kind of thing now, right? Kind of folk something. Well, yeah, well, maybe that's what I'm saying. You know, we all, but a lot of us, that's like our initiation. So plenty of us do it, but not all of us follow through. But a lot of artists, when they talk to them, they would have gotten their feet wet singing in the choir and doing those kind of folk thing, where everybody in a straw hat and a colorful shirt and everything, right? And then, well, secondary school was Trinity College, where I was in I was in a singing group. I was also in choir and lead vocalist kind of stuff, but then I was in a group called MDE in secondary school. We were in Kiskadi Caravan, we do that whole stadium thing, and yeah. It used to be extempo, a tour with the school, steel pan and stuff of that nature in Trinity. Followed by John D. And in between John D and Trinity is when I would have started doing comic cartoons professionally for the newspapers, namely Express, with a tune called Remina Box. And but just before that, I was doing it for the Guardian in the Zone, because the Express had Vox, which was Remina Box, and the Zone, before them they had the Zone, which was the Guardian, and they were doing I did survival business for them. Right, fast forward, graphic design in John D. Started working in a few agencies, namely when it was Aliang and Agostini.
Serious?
Yeah, EPH, with a gentleman you might be familiar with, right? Then somebody, CMB, well, it was CNB at the time, went away to study, which is where I would have kind of just honed the skills better now, because I would have done the associates in graphics, and then I went away and did visual communication and business administration. And you know, you run the gamut of the different schools of thought, because while there I would have done radio production, video production, mass communication, all of that kind of stuff. So it's from there that I really kind of was able to marry the creativity with the business sense and just understanding more of the theory and applying it to what I do. Well, my old man was there when I was like in my early years, like formative years, like till about 10. Now those stories just go, break up, and she would have raised me. But you know, you have the support system, so that would have been mommy, tanty, nene, granny, cousin, friend, all chipping in. My old man, he was around sporadically, but I think in later years, before he passed, is when I really tried to foster, you know, rekindle some sort of a relationship, and you know, we ended on good terms, you know. Can't complain, but I would credit him for a lot of my musical palette, I would say, because I remember him as a guy who had lots of records and always in music. He was in Pana and listening to all kind of music, running the spectrum, you know, from Calypso, Soca, R&B, reggae, you name it, right? So I suspect that has had a strong influence. My mother was also musical too, very you know, musically inclined, but he was the one who was really into that kind of stuff. Yeah, so we cool, rest his soul. Yes, my mom is still with us, thank God, you know, a wonderful lady, you know, still a strong support system, a support force rather, and yeah, she living life, enjoying herself, you know. I guess the biggest breakthrough would have been the song Mr. Santa Claus, because it was from there that people stopped and take notice, because prior to that I would have been putting out songs out of the Christmas season and just doing my music, and you know, you'd get a lot of attention. But when that song hit, you know, it just seemed to connect with a lot of people. Up to this day, kids are still telling me how much they love it. Adults telling me, you know, I remember when I was small, it's make me feel kind of old, but right, I said, really like that song. And then, but what solidified it is it was almost like, yeah, it's about a 5-year span between the other quote unquote, I guess, real hit. Right, because from Santa Claus, the next one that really cemented was a song called Macafouchette, right? So that one is the one that kind of now starting to, you know, so that's in collaboration with the other one and the other songs that, so you find that, you know, as it goes, sometimes people like one song in particular, right? But now, because they like that song, they start to explore your catalog. And then they realize, hey, it was this, I like this and like that. And that's how it has been now. I have learned, right? If you want anything done well, do it yourself. You know? But as you get older, you can't really do that so much again, right? So, but what I have done is, you know, I've learned to not micromanage as much.
You have people that work together?
Yeah, but what I do is I have a team, but it's dependent on what the project is. So they're not always on board, but you know, I have my go-to people, sort of kind of thing. But the biggest thing I've learned in life, I guess that's it, you know, as it's song, you know. The fact of the matter is, ups, downs, in betweens, all that in it, you know. And when I think back on it, the stuff, the bad stuff, the good stuff, all of that has brought me to this point, right? So you can't knock it, you know.
And it's a good place to be. You're doing what you love, man.
Yeah, exactly, you know. I give thanks for it. Every day that I wake up and I'm able to smell the air and get up and move my limbs and think, not because remember another man didn't rise this morning, you know, and you wake up and there's another day full of possibilities. So it's been a wonderful life. Not to say sometimes it ain't lame, sometimes it ain't, you do be bummy, but again, it goes back to my point where you just try to let positive energy, you know, emanate and share and spread and influence life and the things you do. Anything else I want to say? I just want to say, you know, big love to everybody. You know me, I know them. Check out RemBunction. All this stuff is available on social media, online. You know, hit me up on the usual channels and avenues such as Facebook, RemBunction, Twitter is at RemBunction, everywhere. Type in the keyword RemBunction, you're sure to see something popping up. New stuff coming out, look out for it. For Christmas this year we have 3 songs, right? We have one that was released last year, but now we put a marketing team and promotion behind it in terms of a new video, so that's Thunderbolt. We have a song that is allegedly done by me, but it's really a gentleman who looks similar to me, songs like me, and is posting stuff on my channel. That song is called To Pull Pull. So people have a misconception that it's actually me, right? So To Pull Pull by someone allegedly claiming to be me, but it's not me on the film taken To Pull Pull in. And lastly, there's a piece I did with Nikki Crosby called Merry Christmas. Check that out as well. As far as the stuff out of this Christmas season and Soca Parang wise, I have a new song that I just released as well, which is a contemporary calypso done in collaboration with a crew called Detonator. That's Rick. It's the story of me tracking a lady, but she's really not into me. She is in love with her boyfriend. His name is Rick. She really loves Rick. I have Lose Control, right? As a kind of jam, groovy type stuff, type piece. And I may release 2 other songs during the course of this season too, but not just very soon actually, because the season is fast approaching. And that's it. I mean, I'm doing music, I'm doing my usual production work, you know. You're gonna see me popping up somewhere sometime as per usual. Oh my god. Well, oh my gosh, I really didn't think that my Soca Parang career would have taken off like this. And I'm grateful. Boom bang. RemBunction! And now go on. What vibes, people? Yours truly, Mr Rembunction, inside your session. And right now you're tuned in to OMG. Well, alright.